What's the one thing that can improve your negotiation results by an astounding 80%? The answer might surprise you, just 10 minutes of preparation. While most people skip this step, taking that small amount of time to get ready can dramatically change the outcome of your most important conversations. Hi, everyone.
Today, we're talking about the art and science of negotiation, the must have skill for every professional.
We'll cover everything from preparation and strategy to avoiding common pitfalls and navigating cultural differences. So stick with us to learn how to master the art of the deal. And hey, if you find this episode helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
So, what exactly should people be focusing on in those crucial pre negotiation minutes?
Well, research from Harvard Business School suggests a three-part framework: understanding your walkaway point, researching the other party's interests, and identifying potential areas of mutual benefit. I learned this the hard way during my first major contract negotiation.
Oh no, I sense there's quite a story there. What happened?
So picture this. I walked into a meeting with a Fortune 500 company, armed with nothing but confidence and a basic pitch. Within minutes, they started asking about implementation timelines and resource allocation, things I hadn't even considered. The result? I agreed to impossible deadlines just to save face.
That reminds me of something interesting I read. About 68% of negotiators report making significant concessions simply because they felt pressured in the moment.
You know what's even more interesting? Studies show that the most successful negotiators actually spend more time listening than talking, about a 70 to 30 ratio. Most people do exactly the opposite.
How do you maintain that balance when there's so much pressure to make your case?
Well, I've developed what I call the three silence rule, waiting through three uncomfortable pauses before making any major concession. It's remarkable how often the other party will fill that silence with valuable information or even a better offer.
That's such a practical technique. I've noticed cultural differences play a huge role in how silence is interpreted, too.
Exactly right. In Japanese business culture, for example, silence is considered a sign of respectful consideration, while in American negotiations, it's often seen as a power move or sign of weakness. Understanding these cultural nuances can make or break international deals.
Speaking of cultural differences, how do you adapt your negotiation style when dealing with different cultural contexts?
Recent research from the International Journal of Business Communication found that negotiators who adapt their communication style to match their counterparts' cultural norms are 45% more likely to reach successful agreements. For instance, in high-context cultures like China, building relationships before talking business is crucial.
That makes so much sense. I've heard that in some Middle Eastern cultures, jumping straight into business can actually be considered rude.
And here's something that might surprise you. Studies show that negotiations where parties spend the first 15 minutes building rapport are 67% more likely to reach a successful outcome, regardless of cultural background.
That's incredible. It really challenges the Western notion of getting down to business right away.
You know what's equally fascinating? The role of body language. Research indicates that up to 93% of communication effectiveness is determined by nonverbal cues. I once watched a colleague completely undermine a strong position just through nervous gestures.
That must be even more complicated when dealing with cross cultural negotiations, right?
Absolutely right. What's considered confident body language in one culture might be seen as aggressive in another. For example, direct eye contact is viewed as respectful in Western cultures, but can be considered confrontational in many Asian contexts.
How do you balance being assertive while remaining culturally sensitive?
The key is what negotiation experts call flexible strength, maintaining your core position while adapting your communication style. Research shows that negotiators who can do this successfully are 58% more likely to achieve their desired outcomes.
That's really helpful. I've noticed that some of the best deals I've closed came from being firm on the substance, but flexible on the process.
Here's another surprising finding. Studies show that negotiators who focus on interests rather than positions are 3 times more likely to reach agreement. It's about understanding the why behind the what.
That reminds me of a situation where understanding the other party's underlying concerns completely changed the dynamic of the negotiation.
Let me share something really interesting about that. Research from the Wharton School found that successful negotiators spend about 40% of their preparation time trying to understand the other party's motivations. Most people spend less than 10%.
Those numbers really put things in perspective. Any final thoughts on what makes a truly successful negotiation?
Well, the data shows three key factors: thorough preparation, active listening, and cultural awareness. When these elements come together, negotiators are 75% more likely to achieve their desired outcomes while maintaining positive relationships.
So here's a question for you. What's a negotiation challenge or success story you've had? Drop a comment below and share your experiences. We'd love to hear your insights.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope this episode helps you on your negotiation journey. If you found it valuable, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. We'll be back with another episode next time.